Brendan, we're at the halfway point of the season or so. Looking back now, how would you assess your team's play?
It's been inconsistent, but we've actually shown the ability at certain stages to play some really good hockey. Like a lot of teams, we battle with consistency, and that's the part that you'd like to see as the season grows older. You have to dial your game in, and you expect to see some of those stumbles and inconsistent play early in the season. But I think what was concerning us was we didn't see a real, we didn't see us improving in that regard. So that's why the change was made. And, we're hopeful that in the second half that's going to be the big challenge for our group, is not just to give those good efforts, one night on, one night off, but come out and play a little bit more of a consistent brand of hockey.
If that consistency doesn't come over the next stretch of 10, 20, 30 games, do bigger changes have to be made than just firing a coach?
I had talked to the players today, and they're professionals. They get it. They understand that this is not something that's going to go on forever. I mean, we've got a management group that was brought in here not simply to be satisfied with this being a good team. We want, like all clubs in the NHL, we want to be a great team. So I think they understand with that this is an opportunity for them to really start to show that they can play the way that we want them to play. And of course, they also understand that if we don't see improvements in that area, then certainly there will be some changes, big and small.
You've made it clear that obviously the on-ice product isn't where it needs to be. When you look off-ice, there's lots of guys that have come into question, lots of the leadership group, if this group can be the group that wins. Do you feel you have the leadership core that can be a championship team?
Well, I think that answer, remains to be seen. I mean, obviously, the team hasn't gotten it done yet under this group. So there's internal pressure. They know that they have to be better. They know that they need results. They know that they have to prove themselves. I find that, when you're a leader, when you're a top player, when you win, you get more credit than you deserve, and when you lose, you probably, get more blame than you deserve. But that's the reality of being a top player and somebody that's considered a leader on a team.
When you look back, whether it's recently Phil Kessel calling media members idiots, or the stick salute, the loss to Nashville, what's going through your mind at those moments as the president of this team?
Well, you don't like to see it, but again, if you think you're ever going to enter into a, other teams in other cities have these stumbles. Ours will always get caught. Ours will always be played, and sometimes what is a little fire will get some gasoline thrown on it. But you have to have the ability to play in our market, and you have to have the ability to tune things out and go out and play good hockey. So, to me, it's not, you're never enjoying when you're going through a bit of adversity or the team stumbles, but it's always more important to me to see what kind of people we have and how they react to that adversity.
The firing of Randy Carlyle, Dave Nonis made the call directly to him, but how much of a role did you have in making that decision?
Well, I played a big role in it, as did Dave, as did Kyle Dubas, as did Mark Hunter. We discuss things as a group. At a certain point, people are going to figure that out and accept it, that we do have a group. I like our management. We work in a collaborative way. Everybody wants to sort of pin a decision on one specific person. We discuss pros and cons of all decisions, potential decisions, with our players, with our coaching staff, with our future, with people that we are hiring within within the Maple Leafs. So we do all of these things, and there'll come a point probably where we might have a complete disagreement on a subject. We haven't had one yet where we've had one guy completely opposed to a decision. We discuss them over days and we come to a conclusion. And I think that it's important for me also not to smother people and try to do people's jobs, and to allow people, if you want to have good people and you want to have good people work here, you have to hire good people and you have to let them do their job. But I'm more inclined to help them behind closed doors, not necessarily step out in front of them in front of the spotlight.
When Randy Carlyle was fired, this team was in a playoff spot. I think a lot of people thought that might have been a bit strange, but what makes Peter Horacek a better coach to get this team into the playoffs than Randy Carlyle?
Well, the reality is sometimes with coaching, it's sometimes just about change, and for whatever reason, the message just wasn't getting through. coaches get it. It's part of their job. We say it's a business, but let's face it, it is personal, and it's hard to let someone go, even if you think it's the right decision to let them go. Randy's a good coach and a good man. It wasn't working. That was a first step to try to rectify what's going on here. Peter has been here. He has seen what's gone on. He doesn't need any time to bring himself up to speed. He's going to focus on teaching. And then at the end of the year, Peter included, we're going to assess where we are as far as coaching, and we're going to see where we want to go in the future.
When you look at hiring a new coach, is there a timeline you have set?
We don't have a timeline other than we certainly before next season.
Will you wait until the summer to start really kind of looking at it and addressing who might be a good fit for this team?
You know, we looked at it even when we let Randy go. We looked at who was out there right now and felt that Peter was the best choice to go with right now, and also that the decision was made that it was best to wait and see how all things play out in the summer and take a step back and make a decision, you know, at that time in the off season.
What would Peter Horacek have to do in the next stretch of this season to earn him the full-time position as the Leafs head coach?
Well, I'd like for him to focus less on what decisions are going to be made next summer, and I really believe that a coach and a player have to worry about today, and they have to worry about their next game. All Peter is really worrying about right now is what is in his control, and that is making our players as prepared as they can. He obviously has a plan. He's a teacher. He's a communicator. I think in talking to them, that is the one thing, and even in talking to our players, that they're real communicators. They really want to get the message across to players how they need to play, and that's all I want Peter Horacek worrying about is just our next game.
If you fast forward to the end of the season, whether it be the end of the regular season and the end of the playoffs, what would make this a success? This season you'd be happy with?
Well, you know, I want to really focus on how we play. I think we as a management group have really tried to, impress upon our players that, that there has to be more attention paid to playing well without the puck, and defense doesn't just occur by playing in the defensive zone. Sometimes a good defense is just hanging onto the puck and owning the puck. But there are times you're going to have to defend. I think that's one aspect of our game that's been lacking for a long time. We've put too much pressure on our goalies. So the process of how we play is important. And look, this is Toronto. We're in this every year to try and make the playoffs, and everybody wants to get in. Everybody wants to get into that. We will try to get in. We will make decisions that will hopefully get us in, but never at the expense of what we think is the long-term plans here, which is to be a team that ultimately will be challenging for the Stanley Cup.
When you signed up for this job, did you expect this much drama?
Yeah, no, I expected this. This is, if you're going to come in here and do this job, we have a ton of passionate people, and I know that the media like to say that they're neutral, but the media are passionate about the team and the game as well, and that's fine. And if you can't handle that, then you really shouldn't be in a market like this. So this is all par for course.
Brendan, thank you very much for this.
Okay, thank you.